Hey, Big Chief. Good to see you, babe. It's a pretty day, but the waves were rough, so I didn't get much of a workout. I just did a quick little workout today. Hey, Monica. Hi, Joe. It's good to see you. Monica, I just got an alert that you sent me an email, but I haven't seen it yet. I haven't read it yet. I was texting a couple people, letting them know I'm out of the water. I text a few squirrels, let them know when I'm going swimming and when I'm out. Just, it makes me feel safer. I know it's like literally nothing that's safer about it. But I just like someone at least knowing where I am and when I'm in the water. So that's what I do. And then I just went straight to doing the live. It's cold. The water's really cold. Yeah, it's freezing, Big Chief. It was 64 degrees the other day. What was it? It must have been Tuesday. I went in and it was 64 degrees outside, 64 degrees in the water, and it was raining. It was freezing. The wind was rough. But I got a really good workout that day. And then, funnily enough, yesterday I didn't get to go in at all because the waves were just way over my head. And I hadn't eaten, and I was like, this isn't a good idea. So I didn't get in. I had gone to a different beach, and the waves were really rough. So I came out today, and it looks chill now. And it is intermittently. It's intermittently calm. So I went in, and then there's suddenly like 5 waves in a row over my head just buffeting me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not in the mood for this today. It was too much. I worked out a little, but there were some really heavy waves coming at me. It's October? Wow, and it's the end of October too. And I'm going to keep coming out. I don't know how long I'll last, but I'm going to keep trying. I got a blanket. Got a blanket for after. And I'm wrapped up in my towel. Yeah, I was going to say, it's definitely, tides have changed, no pun intended. Tides have turned, however that saying goes. Because just this week, I had to like crank the heater after my swim. So it's like, okay, back to this now where I'm just freezing for hours afterwards because I can't warm up, even after a hot shower. So I have a blanket, I crank the heat in the car, and go home, take a hot shower, and then have some hot coffee and eat something. And usually by the time I've done all that, I'm finally warm again. You got your heater on right now? That's funny because Big Chief doesn't live very far from me. Only a couple of hours, I think. I'm not sure entirely, but not far. But Big Chief, I've been having a lot of anxiety lately, and I knew the cold water would help me with that. So I pushed myself in. Where am I now? I am in San Diego. Adia? I think Aditya. Oh, is it Aditi? No. Is it Aditi? Is it my friend? Don't say my real name if it is. Oh, it's probably just another one that's... I don't have my glasses on. Aditya. India. Yeah, my Indian exchange student was Aditya. I called him Aditi, though I pronounced it maybe wrong. But yeah, I had an Indian exchange student over the summer, too. 2 Indian exchange students. No, thank you. I don't respond well to people telling me what to do. Never have. I've always been a bit of a obstinate asshole, I guess you'd say. But it did save me from getting suckered into Landmark Forum because I'm stubborn, I'm skeptical, I have independent thought, and they saw that in me and kicked me out. I was there for work, so I was going to try to pretend to go along and stay for the weekend, and they maybe could have succeeded if they had let me stay. But thankfully, first thing they do is they walk up and down the aisles and look for people that aren't like super excited and participating and gung-ho, and they came across me who was sitting there kind of rolling her eyes or whatever it was I did. I thought I was masking really well because I was there for work, so I was trying to get along, and pretend interest, and I was clapping and doing all the things, but I must have rolled my eyes or something because they saw right away. About an hour in, they pulled me aside quietly and asked me to leave because they don't want any skeptics in the audience because it could contaminate the rest of the group, make other people think about things more critically. You function better at sea level. Yeah, I like the sea too. Slow down, Joe Brown. Me? Am I talking too fast? Or did Joe say something? I don't know, I missed something. Yeah, I would love to go out on a boat sometime with you, Big Chief. You should invite me sometime. I'll go with you. If you go fishing around these parts, I'd love to go fishing with you. I love to eat fish, and I love being on a boat in the open water. It's funny, I do really well on small boats, and you'd think it'd be the other way around. But I tend to get seasick on like ferries and such, depending on the ferry and depending on the water, of course. But I'm talking ocean voyage, like from here to Catalina, I get seasick. Or when I went to France to Ireland on a ferry. Monica's a summer girl. Fishing is good right now. Thank you, Big Chief, for looking out for me. Did you guys notice Big Chief is a mod now? I don't know why I didn't make him a mod before, but I didn't think he'd want to or know how or be interested or whatever. But I saw him modding for a couple of channels, and I was like, damn, I should mod Big Chief. So one time when I needed a mod, he was here. I was like, oh yeah, I was going to mod Big Chief. Big Chief's been around since day one, guys. I still don't know how I got on his radar. Maybe Gen Wow or watching JDSA. I'm not sure. But Big Chief's been here since day one. He was on my very first beach stream. Well, I was walking along La Jolla Cove looking at ground squirrels, and Big Chief popped in to talk about fishing. No Face. Hey, No Face. No Face, I'm so embarrassed. I did that stream. Ooh. Ugh. Did I lose you guys? I did that stream with you last night and forgot to private it. And then I got an alert this morning from someone saying they watched it on the replay. And I was like, oh crap, that was not supposed to be a public stream. But it was just me hanging out with you guys for a while to kill some time. So I privated it this morning, but it's already got like 50 some views. And there was only like 7 of us last night. I mean, people pop in and out, so it was probably a little more than 7, maybe 20. But still, apparently some people watched it today. Probably didn't want watching it, but oh well. It is what it is. Yeah, Jen said she's a good friend to you. I've talked to Jen on the phone, and she says she talks to you on the phone sometimes. Jen's been good to me. I called that one stream I did in Coronado where I started getting seizures. I called and talked to Jen, keep myself keep me company with her to until I felt better, and then talked to her on the drive home. Yeah, she is a sweetheart. I appreciate her very much. She helped get me started. She's helped me start my channel. Her and Ellie dropped my link in JDSA's chat several times and asked people to sub to me. But then when I actually started doing live streaming, Jen told me a few things about what to do, what not to do, you know, with the moderators and such. Yeah, she's got her kitty. Gosh, I can't think of his name. I want to say it's not Nico, it's not Loki, but it's something short like that. Yeah. She's a good egg. There's so many Jens. Well, that's true. There are a number of Jens. Five online, you mean? In our group? Well, let's see. There's Jen Wow. There's... Oh gosh, I can't think of her name now. It just escaped me. Well, there's Pup Groomer. So there's two. But I'm trying to think of the other one. Jay... Oh, and she's a really good person too. I wish I could remember her name right now. I haven't seen her as much as I used to, but I still see her fairly often. And she changed her name slightly. Cricket, hey Cricket. 5 or 6 cats. Jen has 5 or 6 cats. Oh! Yeah, we were talking about Jen Well-Novis. You were saying 5 or 6, and I thought you meant Jens. You meant cats, yeah. Aditya. Big Chief Cricket. De Leon. I think you're thinking of the one I am, and I think you just got auto-corrected. I'm just going to start calling everyone Jen, just to stop the confusion. Yeah, that'll work, no face. Call everyone Jen. I brought my knitting with me, but I haven't gotten it out yet. I was working on the sleeve last night. I got most of the burgundy done. I think I only have one more row of the burgundy. I should get it out, work on it. That's what I said I was going to do. Just sit here and knit for a while I warm up. Although I don't know how I'm supposed to warm up in a wet bathing suit with the wind blowing on me. But that was the plan. Sit here and talk to you guys while I warm up a bit. So, this is the sleeve. This sweater is going to be huge and so thick. And I realized this morning I need some more of this blue. I don't have enough of this to do the stripes at the bottom, I don't think. We'll see. I need 2 stripes of that at the bottom of each sleeve, and I might only have enough for one sleeve. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just do one stripe of the blue on each sleeve and then just throw in a green. It doesn't match anything else on the sweater, so it'll be a funky little addition I don't know that I want to do. But one tiny stripe like that, I think it'll be okay. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll do it, and if I don't like it, I'll go get some more blue. But I hate to buy a whole nother thing of blue just for two little stripes towards the end of the sleeve too, so it'd be like around here, and so it's much smaller sleeve at that portion, but I still don't think I have enough for both sleeves to do that, so I kind of screwed myself. But eventually I'll finish the sweater and I can throw it on after cold beach days. It's not going to be good for the fabric, but how often do you get to wear a sweater as thick as this in San Diego? So I might as well use it for when I'm freezing after my swims. Get the most use out of it. Make it worth all the time and effort and money if I can get the most use out of it. Yo, no Jen is here. Cricket Jenema, Big Jim, Antics of a Mama Jen. And I guess I'm No Jen. Whatever you say, No Jen. I could use a gin and tonic. Monica and I are going to do a pumpkin carving stream together. And I haven't officially sent the email out, but I might as well go ahead and announce it. But I'm making Monica my official co-host, so I don't have so many people trying to direct me on my stream. One other set of eyes is all I need. I don't need 4 people on the stream reading chat, telling me to drop links, telling me I'm on single screen, all that stuff. If I could just have one person do that, make my life a little bit easier. So I'm going to do that, but I haven't sent out the email yet. But yeah, Monica is my new co-host for my knitting streams. She's the most knowledgeable on knitting too, and she shows up every time, and she's been a really good friend to me. So it just makes sense to make it her. She's been really supportive. She supported me back before we were really friends and really talking. She supported me in a chat where I was getting attacked by some people. Just getting attacked by some minions, if you know what I'm saying. It's a weird thing to say. Thank you for deleting that, Big Chief. No face, you should have gotten some sleep, babe. Aw, thank you, Cricket. Yeah, we talk about all things FCento, SPTV in that stream, and just sit in it. Just knit and chat. I need to do that today. Set up the stream, send out the email. Because I asked a bunch of people what they thought I could do to improve it. And so I'm going to send out an email with some of those suggestions. Here's a paddle boarder going by. Yeah, it's fun time for me and Monica. We just hang out and knit and jabber away. So, speaking of, I'm gonna do some knitting here. My hands are so stiff from the cold though, but once I get going, it'll be fine. It's hard to do in front of the camera in this position. See how stiff my hands are? I can hardly move them. I'm not moving very well. Ugh. And there's this one, look at this, Monica. It's just that stitch was pulled somehow. And if I pull it, it closes right up. But yeah, I dropped a stitch or did something there. See, if I pull it, it's fine. So I just need to tack it down behind. Did one big loose stitch and made a hole. Every time I pass that section of the sleeve, I'm a little irked. But I know I can fix it in post-production. So I should probably just go ahead and fix it now so I'm not seeing it each time I go around. I mean, not literally right now. I don't have a needle with me, but I mean when I get home. Because it's annoying me. Monica, I'm glad I went back to working on this sweater. Not only do I need the needles in this project, but also I like the sleeve construction better on this because I went and looked something else up. So I took back the sleeve on the black sweater for my son. And I'm going to use the sleeve construction I learned for this sweater on that sweater. And I think I'll be worrying about having that second sleeve problem because I could just follow that. And I think I'll be good. I marked it anyway, even though I followed a pattern. I marked every time I did a decrease just so I can give myself peace of mind that I'm doing the same thing on the other sweater. This sweater is bigger weight yarn, bigger needles mostly. And so it's a lighter color yarn, so it's easier to read the stitches. But that black sweater is really intimidating because it's really tiny needles, really tiny yarn. It's sport weight yarn, which I believe is 1 ply, not sure. And then it's black, so it's really hard to see the stitches, especially if you're trying to knit in the evening. Good luck trying to see the black, even with the light shining on it. And then most of the lights, I gotta find the right lights so I don't have LEDs in my face because I can't tolerate that. Oh, Monica, I showed my knitting to a knitters group last week, or a few days ago really, it was this week. And I was pointing out a few mistakes and saying, yeah, I'm still learning. I'm not the greatest yet. I'm just a beginner. And they're like, as I was leaving, they said, by the way, you are not a beginner. You're really good. And I said, yeah, people tend to think I'm better than I am because I do challenging color work, but I'm not that good. It's just I like color work. I said, I'm just intermediate. And she's like, no, you're good. You're advanced. And I said, well, maybe advanced intermediate. She's like, nope, there's no intermediate. You're entered the advanced stage. You're really good. So it was really flattering. It was really nice to hear another knitter who was inspecting my work up close saying that, you know, I'm there, I've got this. I'm like well on my way. It was nice. Thank you. Knitting Cut Lady was recording a book earlier. You know, I reached out to her to see if she wanted to do a stream together or an interview, and I didn't get a response, which is fine. She's really busy. She's like promoting a book, and she's a much bigger channel. My channel is a nothing, and I didn't expect to hear back from her. But the funny thing is, I've never watched any of her content. Just someone mentioned her, and I thought, oh, that might be interesting. And I thought maybe it'd be good if I don't watch her stuff first and invite her. but I, my channel's so small, I never expected a response. Fraternities. Oh, interesting. It's cold, chilly. There's a lot of boats down this way. Kayakers. I don't know if you guys can see them. Oh, you know what the problem is? I didn't switch my glasses out. Let's do that. Maybe then I can actually see. Let's see, I think it's in my knitting bag. Yep, I got them. Let's see the prescription. Oh, much better. Now I can see chat. I can see the kayakers. Knitting, not quitting. Crochet hope. I do crochet too. No face. I embroider, crochet, I sew. All the fiber stuff. I'm not great at any one of those. I just play around. I'm one of those jack of all trades, master of none. But I've been doing the knitting a lot more. I'm getting better at the knitting. I'm pretty good at crochet and sewing, but not as good as maybe I am with the knitting. I've made a quilt or two, but nothing so fabulous I want to share it with you guys. One was really personal too. I made a quilt, couple of quilts for people that were personal, had their names on it, or one was a quilt for my son when he went off to college. I took old t-shirts from his sports days and then threw in a few from family members. So one from his grandma, one from both his grandpas, one from me, and one from his dad, and incorporated those into the quilt. So he'd have a big warm blanket, because he was going further up north. It was colder winters, so I wanted him to have at least one really warm blanket. And then it had pieces of different family members and his old travels, like some were from trips, like when you get a souvenir t-shirt from Hawaii or something. So he had souvenir t-shirts and old sports team t-shirts, and I made it into a quilt. I didn't do a fabulous job, but it was good. It's good. He liked it. I thought, someone told me, God, I can't believe you made that quilt. How embarrassing for him. He must have hated that, and made me feel really bad about it. But then I noticed whenever my kid moved and he'd send me a picture of his new place, that blanket was always on. So I mentioned it to him, and they said they never felt that way, that they loved that blanket. So that made me feel good. And every time I go visit, he uses it. So made me feel good. But, some people don't like homemade things. And maybe that person didn't understand the sentimental value of each item. Because each item from the parents and stuff were from a significant thing. Like the shirt I included for my shirt was a Warhol print t-shirt that him and I made together when we went to Pittsburgh and we went to the Warhol Museum. So it was something special from a trip we did that we spent together. So, and it was like that from all of them. Like he went to Hawaii with his dad, so I included a Hawaiian shirt from his dad and things like that. And it was a shirt his dad had worn on the trip. So So it was all memories in that quilt, not just random shirts from people. And then from his youth sports teams, from shirts he'd outgrown. Your aunt did something like that with my little cousin's t-shirts. Yeah, I guess it depends on the receiver, whether that's appreciated, but my kid really appreciated it and still uses it. And because it was just t-shirts, I made it with just t-shirts and flannel, just so it'd be warm and squishy and soft. And since it was just t-shirts and flannel and not a formal quilt, I told him, I'm like, you know, you can take this camping, you can take it to the beach, just use it. Don't feel like you have to be precious with it. And he does, he uses it all the time. Whereas if I made him a super nice quilt, he might not have felt that way. He might have felt like, oh, I gotta keep it nice. So, yeah, well, I really enjoyed going to the Warhol Museum. It meant a lot to me. As Cricket knows, I'm a big Warhol fan. I mean, I'm not like hugely into him now, maybe, but in my teens, I was a big Warhol fan. So when I went to Pittsburgh, of course, I had to go to the Warhol Museum. I have family in Pittsburgh too, and I didn't even go see them. And I think I pissed a lot of people off, but I was only there for a day, and I didn't want to spend the whole day with family I hadn't seen in 15 years. I wanted to go to the Warhol Museum. I wanted to ride the slants up to the restaurant at the top and sightsee and do all that stuff, because I had never been to Pittsburgh before. Exactly, Cricket, they were fascinating. So I was really into the whole scene, learning more about them. Edie Sedgwick, Henry, all of them. Gosh, I can't think of the filmmaker guy. He was fascinating too. Candy Darling, all of them. Fascinating people. Viva. Oh, what's the other lady? I want to say her name was Ultraviolet, I think her name was. Gerard Malenga. I used to have a poster of him in my room for years, Cricket. I had this really great poster. I spotted it at a friend's house, and I instantly was like, oh, I want that. And then at one point, that friend, but I never asked for it or anything, of course. But then at one point, that friend borrowed a lot of money from me and then couldn't repay it. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'll wipe the slate clean if you give me that. And he was instantly like, deal, and gave it to me. And I had that for years and years. Yeah, he was a gorgeous man. I can't remember the wording on that poster. It was a movie poster for one of the Warhol films. And it was Gerard Malenga basically sticking his ear in this, or his tongue, sticking his tongue in another guy's ear. But it was just a really cool poster. I can't remember what it said on the poster. Just remember the image. I know. It doesn't sound pretty, but it was a really nice poster. I'm gonna be racking my brain trying to think of his director though. Can't think of it. I'll have to look it up when I get off stream. And then Valerie Solanas. Paul Morrissey, thank you. Guy just jerked his head up and looked at me because I kind of yelled Paul Morrissey. Yeah, Paul Morrissey. Pretty amazing person. Talented. Very cute, too. I was talking about Valerie Solanas. I still blame her for Warhol's death. I know technically she was long gone by that point. But if she hadn't shot him that time and he didn't have complications from that shot when he did his final surgery that he ended up dying after, he wouldn't have had the complications that he had. But his torso was zigzagged with scars and holes where he was shot from Valerie Solanas. And it was complications due to that contributed to him needing further surgery. And then basically after his surgery, Cricket, he pretty much drowned in his own fluids. They weren't monitoring him properly. It was malpractice, if you ask me. But I am a bit biased. I would have liked to have had him for another 10, 20 years if we could have, So she's definitely partially to blame for his final passing. She was a contributing factor. Yeah. He was afraid he wouldn't make it, and then he didn't. What if that guy's name was Paul Morrissey and he was just walking down the beach and Antics yelled his name? Well, maybe it was Paul, or maybe he thought I was yelling to him. Who knows? Valerie Solanas was a crazy bird. She ran an organization. She formed a little club, basically expressly to man-hate. She even had like a little magazine or newspaper she printed out a few times called Scum, Society for Cutting Up Men. And then she went on a tirade, broke into Warhol's factory, and shot Warhol and someone else who was there. I can't remember who now. Someone else got caught in the fray. Somehow he survived it, even though he was shot a few times. Ooh, I'm shivering now. Maybe that's my cue to end this. Me shivering. Still soaking wet. And then if I sat in the sun, I'd probably get warmer quicker, but I'm trying to avoid getting too much sun damage from going to the beach every day like this. So I'm under my umbrella in the shade. So it's cold, even with the blanket on me. What are you guys up to this weekend and today? Any big protests this weekend? Cricket, what did you think of the Valerie Solanas movie? I can't think of the title of it right. Oh, I Shot Warhol. What did you think of that movie? I thought they did a really good job with it. The actress they got, I can't think of her name either, to play Valerie Solanas was excellent. And the music with it was good. I thought they did a really good job with that movie. Oh, you're knitting? I think there's another. Oh, that's right. Cricket. I totally forgot. Big Chief is more of a troublemaker than a protester. Get some sleep. Good night, No Face. I forgot there's a lot of protests this weekend. That reminds me, I need to remind someone of that. Someone mentioned briefly they might be going out. I need to remind them that there might be extra obstacles this weekend with that. Yeah, I'm freezing. I'm gonna go, guys. Either that or I'm gonna put this sweater on. Yes, I love her too. She was great in Fisher King. I loved her in the Fisher King. I can't think of her name. But yeah. Or no, I think I'm confusing her with another. That one's Amanda something. I'm confusing her with another actress that looks a little bit like her. Yeah. Ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about. It was a different actress in the Fisher King. Any other Terry Gilliam fans out there? I love Terry Gilliam. I loved the Fisher King. I know some of my friends have seen that and be like, this is stupid or this is ridiculous, but I loved that movie. I've watched it so many times. In fact, I think I should go home and watch it. I haven't watched it in a long time. Lily Taylor. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she was great in that movie. And, you know, of course I had to see it. But of course I'm going to have a little bit of a skeptical eye because a lot of times when they do real life things, they baby it or F it up. But I thought they did a great job. Dog fight with River Phoenix. Yeah, every time Lara goes to the Viper room, I always think of River Phoenix. I was not like one of those girls that was a huge River Phoenix fan, but it's still tragic, and he was a great actor. You know, there's really no movie star that I like fawn all over. Like some people are really big into Hollywood stars and fawn all over. Although, do like me some Cary Grant. Monica loved River Phoenix. I met Robin Williams once. That was exciting. I barely talked to him, and I virtually accosted the poor man. I ran up to him, which I've never done since. But I did. I was 16. And I ran up to him and told him that he was my favorite comedian. And he squeezed my elbow and gave me a really sweet look and said, "Thank you very much." He was very kind. I could tell he was exhausted, and the last thing he wanted was fans running up to him. But he still had the generosity and patience to be kind to me. Yeah, his family were in a cult. They were part of the Children of God cult. That's a fascinating cult. Disgusting, disgusting cult. They were horrible to their members, and then they did this thing called flirty fishing, where they'd send out the youngest, cutest girls to lure people back in with the promise of sex. And sex was a part of their communing with each other. So asking these girls to perform sex acts on these people to get them looped in and love bombed, they would do it. And then I can't go into detail, but I'll just put it in easiest way that I can. They didn't think of age limits as being barriers. Let's just say that. So there was a lot of terrible acts with minors. I won't say anything more about that though, but I mean really horrible. You need to look them up. They're a disgusting cult. You used to be 52 in Boston once. That's funny. Perry Farrell kissed me once from Jane's Addiction, but I didn't chase him at all. I just happened to be at a club after a concert, and my friends had gotten backstage, and I wasn't going to just sit around and wait in the venue that's clearing out, or wait outside on the sidewalk if they're backstage. So I went to the security and asked to go back, and at first they said no, and I said, my friends are back there, I'm not going to stand out here by myself. So he's like, okay, go ahead in. And so I went in, and I didn't even talk to the band. There was a guy there that I recognized, and I couldn't figure out how I could recognize someone because I was in another country. I thought, that's weird. How could I recognize this guy? So I walked up to him and I said, I know you from somewhere. And the funny thing was, I spoke English with him. I didn't even try to speak the language. And he turned to me and said, oh, you couldn't possibly know me. I'm from California. And as soon as I heard his voice and heard him say California, I was like, oh, I know who you are. You're so-and-so's friend. I saw you at campus at college, and started chatting with him. And anyways, I ended up talking to him the whole night, just like, oh, do you know this person? Oh, yeah, I know that person. Or did you have this teacher? You know, talks like that. I talked to him the whole time. I didn't even talk to the band. But then when we went to leave, he walked up to thank Perry Farrell, because Perry Farrell had let him put his backpack backstage so he wouldn't have to be standing around all night, because he was hiking. He was hiking across country. And so Perry Farrell had let him put his backpack backstage, and that's why he was backstage. And so he went up to thank him. And then I said, yeah, it was really nice to get to meet you. Thanks for letting me come backstage. And then I said something, yeah, my friend so-and-so is going to be so jealous that I got backstage and got to meet you. And he said, oh, well, let's give her something to really make her jealous. And he grabbed me and swooped me and planted a big fat kiss on me. But I was not a willing participant in this. It's just, you know, I was petite, and he grabbed me and swooped me. So I clamped my mouth shut like nobody's business, because I did not want this creep sticking his tongue down my throat. But yeah, that's my Perry Farrell story. And I think it did make my friend jealous. And then I have that story to tell even to this day of Perry Farrell swooping me and kissing me. I must say the swoop was pretty hot. But my instant response was to clamp my lips as tightly together as I possibly could. Kayakers coming in on a wave. Ew. Gross. Cricket. Yeah, you want a little more advanced warning before someone sticks their freaking tongue down your throat. I mean, that's pretty intimate. Well, guys, I should go, if only because I am freezing and I have coffee in the car that I haven't even finished. So, yeah, that's Cricket. I think you told me that story, and I'm sure I've told you the Perry Farrell story too. I've told that one before on stream. If you're free later, Cricket, maybe I could call you. And I need to get in touch with Monica about the pumpkin carving. Did you get a pumpkin, Monica? I didn't get one yet. I need to stop by. Maybe I'll stop by on the way home. Pick up a pumpkin. Cricket says he's an autograph hound. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off. Quick scan of the beach. And I'm gonna go get warm. It's too cold to sit out here and knit and chat with you guys. I'm soaking wet and shivering. In case you're wondering why the camera's moving so much. Phone. I'm shivering. Till about 6 Eastern. So that's 3 for me. So you're free for the next couple of hours. I'll call you when I get back to the car, Cricket. I have to pack up my umbrella and everything. So in like 15 minutes, maybe, I can chat with you for a little bit. All right, guys, go out and have a fun time today. Bye.